welcome back to my channel. It's Stephanie. Today for you guys, I have a fun little video about one of my ex-boyfriends, and I got this idea from the YouTube channel Quickened. I'll leave her link down in my description box below. So I hope you guys enjoy this, and I hope the audio isn't like super fucked up. Alright, so this story starts all the way back in, I think, like 2009? Whatever year was my freshman year of high school. I was really like awkward and I didn't blossom until like well after high school, but in freshman year we had like some sort of school dance, and one of my friends brought their friends to the dance, and I was like a scenester emo kid back then, so weird dark short hair, and like I dressed in black and skinny jeans and things like that. So it was really rare to find somebody else who dressed like that back in like 2009 in like a non-large city school. Like we lived in the boondocks, like middle of nowhere. It was definitely difficult to find somebody that had like the same interests as you if you were like an emo scene kid. Anyway, my friends brought their friends who went to a different school, so I'd never seen them before, and it was two boys, and one of them was like really tall and skinny and was like the epitome of a scene king. He was adorable, and he had like the perfect like scene haircut that like swooped to the side, and like the sideburns were kind of long and it almost looked like a mullet, but it wasn't really quite there yet. Oh my god, I like fell in love. But of course I didn't blossom yet, so I didn't think I had like any chance whatsoever with him. So I pretty much didn't talk to him that whole night. We'll name this kid Bradley. At the end of this weird freshman dance, Bradley ended up coming up to me and giving me this little piece of paper with his MySpace name on it. So I took this piece of paper and I was like, okay, I will take this. I don't really know why you're giving this to me because I know you don't like me. I am a fugly ass motherfucker, so, but thank you. I immediately went home, hopped on MySpace, and looked him up. I don't think I ever really like talked to him after that. I don't remember, honestly. We'll speed it up a little bit. A couple years go by and it's now my senior year. I've completely blossomed into like this awesome scene queen. I'll put like pictures somewhere. At least I thought I was cute. I was like super comfortable in my own skin and really confident, and boys started noticing me, and it was a great time. Senior year was awesome. So around February of 2011, I got a message from Bradley, and he was basically like hitting on me, which was awesome. But at that time, like, I had this sounds so shitty, but I had so many other boys that were like into me that I wasn't that astounded that Bradley was messaging me. But regardless, he was still insanely cute and he was super sweet. So he started messaging me. He asked if I wanted to come over and hang out. Turns out he only lived like 5 or 6 minutes away from me, which worked out really well, seeing as my last boyfriend lived like 30 minutes from me. So I didn't have a car, he didn't have a car. I got my mom, I guess, to drop me off and hang out with him. This was a long time ago, so I don't really remember specifically how we like initiated the hangout and exactly what we did, but I do know that I went and hung out with him, and that very same day he asked me if we wanted to date, and I was like, well, I mean, sure. I didn't see anything that could go wrong. Like, if I ended up not liking him, then I could just break up with him. I mean, it's not like I was marrying the guy, so I agreed to date him. I didn't see anything wrong with it. we were now boyfriend and girlfriend, and we were the cutest. Like, we went to shows together, we hung out at each other's houses often. My parents didn't mind him. My friends thought he was cute. I thought he was cute. And then, like, a little piece of me remembered something. I remembered that he had a kid. Like a kid, like a baby. He had one with another girl. And this girl was also super adorable. She was gorgeous. But I think they gave up the baby for adoption. And I don't know why, but a little piece of me, like, grabbed onto that memory and was just like, holy shit, my boyfriend has a kid out there somewhere that I've never met, and I don't think he's ever met either. That's kind of like a weird situation to be in. It just sounded really confusing. So I kind of was off-put by that, but that wasn't why I broke up with this kid, okay? Around Valentine's Day, okay, so I guess we started dating in January, and then we dated for like 2 months. So around Valentine's Day, I found out that he had HPV, and he didn't tell me at all. We didn't like have sex or anything. I was only 17, I think, at the time. So I wasn't like consistently banging people. That's not really what I did at 17. So we didn't have sex yet, and he didn't mention it at all whatsoever. Actually, one of my really close friends, she messaged me and she was like, hey, I just wanted to let you know that Bradley has HPV and I don't think he was gonna tell you. And I was like, well, no, he didn't tell me at all. I had no idea. And so I confronted him about it, and he was like, oh my God, I was gonna tell you, like, I didn't want to scare you off, and it was bad timing. And I was like, well, we've been dating for almost 2 months. When were you gonna tell me? After we had sex and you gave me HPV? That doesn't sound very okay to me. So that was just really fucking weird to me. Like, how do you not tell somebody that you have a disease? After that point, like, I started losing interest, like, super fast. Like, I didn't text him. I didn't want to go over his house anymore. I didn't want to see him. I was just kind of like bored of it, but I was kind of too nice to break up with him. I wasn't assertive, and I didn't want to hurt his feelings, and it was just awkward. The whole thing was awkward to me. So I started flirting with another guy, which sounds really bad. It was really bad, and it's one of those things that, like, I kind of wish that I didn't do, but I still did it. I started flirting with another guy who was like pretty popular and pretty cute, but he was like a major douchebag, and I guess that somehow made him more attractive. So I guess I found out I was flirting with him because I was flirting with this guy very openly on Facebook. So he saw it, and he was just like, hey, I can't date you anymore if you're gonna be flirting with other guys like this. And I was like, okay, great, cool, thank you, let's break up. Bye. Okay, so I was super stoked that we broke up and I didn't have to initiate it. That was awesome. I don't like the way that I went about it, but what can you do? It's done. So I continued with this, doing whatever with this other dude, and my life went on, and Bradley's life went on too. That was in 2011, which was 5 years ago. In October of 2012, Bradley messaged me, and he was like, hey, I see that you're still single, and well, I'm still single. I was wondering if maybe you wanted to like hang out sometime. And I was like, I mean, I guess I could, but I really wasn't into it. I was having fun doing me. I was just fresh out of high school, looking for a job, going to school full time. Like, I didn't really want a boyfriend, but I did feel bad for how I treated Bradley. And I mean, in my head, I thought like, hey, maybe I'll hang out with him, and if it goes well, then I might think about it. So that's pretty much where I left it. I hung out with him once. It was all right. We just went and got some lunch, and I pretty much decided that like I didn't want to date this kid again. Like I just didn't want to. And then I guess in his head, he was just like, oh, she's just not ready for a relationship yet. You know, I'll just stick with it and keep bothering her. And that's what he did. He kept testing me and stuff, and I finally was just like, hey, listen, I don't want to date you. And he was just like, okay, well, I mean, I'll wait for you. I'll wait for you to be ready. I was like, oh, Jesus Christ. All right, whatever. You'll wait for me. Cool thing. A week later, 1 week later, I went to a Halloween party. It was my friend's Halloween party, and Bradley went, I think, originally to hang out with some girl. I forget her name, but it was my best friend Libby's friend. So Libby was there. It was, I guess, the only reason really that I went to this party was to hang out with Libby, and Libby's friend brought Bradley. That was only a week after he said that he would wait for me. I don't care. I had fun. I went, I did my thing, I had fun. I got not drunk because you're not supposed to drink under 21. Long story short, Bradley ended up dating Libby. Yeah, that's how I'm gonna put it. So Bradley and Libby dated after that Halloween party. They dated for 4 years. Libby and I had a falling out because I started dating the guy that she liked. That is like a whole nother story. All right, I felt so shitty about the whole thing, but this was a kid that like I had really like fell in love with. So I kind of justified being a shitty friend for somebody that I was super in love with. So me and other guy dated for like 2 years, and Libby and Bradley, they were dating for like 4 years. 2 years into them dating, me and Libby made up, and she would constantly call me crying about how they would like argue all the time and fight, and how she wasn't really entirely sure what she was even doing with him. And I was like, listen, just fucking break up with him if you're unhappy. You're like cute, you got big boobies, you could do it. And she never broke up with him. Come to find out, they broke up in the beginning of 2016. He was beating her, screaming at her, like any kind of abuse that you can imagine, he was doing. And he left like big ass bruises all over her, and her mom like witnessed all of it, and she left him in the beginning of 2016. So good for her. Bradley was a piece of fucking shit. I get mad just like thinking about it. So Libby left him, and he ended up going to her job and trying to rape her at her place of work. I think that he like grabbed her and like shoved her onto a desk or something. I'm not 100% what happened. It didn't happen to me. I'm just relaying this. But Bradley got arrested that day for assault. And it's in his record, and you can find it online, and it's real. It happened. He was a piece of shit. And I feel really bad for Libby. She didn't deserve any of that. So with all of that being said, I saw that Bradley got into a new relationship with one of my Facebook friends. I wasn't really close with this girl or anything, but I thought that it was my responsibility as being one of the only people who has known this piece of shit's life story to message this girl and let her know like, hey, Bradley sucks. You probably shouldn't date him. So I messaged her and I was like, hey, this kid's a liar. He beat up his ex-girlfriend. He tried to rape his ex-girlfriend. He went to jail for it. He's pretty much the worst person I've ever met. So do what you want with this information. I don't know what happened. I'm pretty sure she just ignored everything that I told her, or she asked him and he denied everything because they're still dating, and he blocked me on Facebook. Like, I don't care. I don't look at your shit anyways, bro. But for a girl to completely ignore another girl just like letting her know that your new boyfriend's gonna beat the shit out of you. Oh God, I wish girls weren't so stupid. Like, I was trying to help you, but now you will find out for yourself. And yeah, and that is why my ex is my ex, and he's my ex for a fucking reason. And if you are in an abusive relationship, get the fuck out of there. And like, kindly please let other girls know when their new boyfriend is known for assaulting women. The more you know. All right, well, that was my story time for today. I will probably make another one of these because this was kind of fun. So if you like this, give it a little thumbs up. Please make sure to subscribe to my channel. I got a crap ton of stuff coming out like soon. I'm pumping this channel into high gear because of reasons that I will explain in my next video. All right, guys, I'll see you next time. Bye.